Hey everyone, Couch Investor here with another video for you today. Today will be part 2 of a 3-part series that I'm currently doing regarding the 3 cruise line stocks that were heavily hit in the last couple of months. Part 1 was a Carnival stock. We talked about it in our last video if you want to go check it out. In the meantime, since then the price went up for another 20-25%. In this video, we're going to talk about the second cruise company called Norwegian Cruise Line, ticker symbol NCLH. Currently, the price is at around about $15.70, might be 16 when you watch this video or when the market opens tomorrow. But the main points are that its highs were $59 and its absolute low 1 week ago was $7.77. So yeah, it had a drop of I think more than 80%. So even if you pick it up today, I know a couple of days ago it was at around about $9 something. Now it's at around almost 16, so it already went up immensely, but still nowhere near the absolute highs. So if you want, take half a position in the company now and then wait if it drops by more, whatever. But all of that you can consider after we went over all the finances and the balance sheets. You can focus now on the nice video that they have provided here and see all the facilities that you get on deck. Now, good thing to know is if you own 100 shares of Carnival, Norwegian or Royal Caribbean, if you order a cruise vacation, you can get free benefits on deck like $100 or $2. All right, so let's get into the numbers. Like we said, ticker symbol NCLH, price $15.71, P ratio 4.07, dividend yield, well, it won't pay any dividend yield anytime soon. It has not been paying dividends, mostly because it's still a sort of young company, so they really need the cash. Maybe in the future, in the long future, they might decide to reward their shareholders by paying dividends like Royal Caribbean and Carnival. 5 years average PE is 20.8. We'll need this number to calculate an important thing later on. Earnings, they beat the earnings and their all-time highs of this year. I think it's overall, it was the $59.60. I wrote $59 just to round it up. Now for earnings, so you can see here Norwegian Cruise Line last issued its currently quarterly earnings results about a month ago. They reported 73 cents earnings per share, topping the consensus estimate of 70 cents by 3 cents. Yes, the company had a revenue of 1.48 billion. It topped the analyst expectations of 1.43 billion. Its revenue for the quarter was up 7.2% on a year-over-year basis. Like I said, it's not young, but compared to the others, it's still a young company. That's why the growth numbers will be higher than the other two. Now, if you want, you can see here that the consensus, they always beat the consensus every time, which is a very, very positive point. It's always good to beat the analyst estimates so people who don't get disappointed. Obviously, sometimes the consensus is a bit lower than expected. Everybody knows it's going to be a bit higher, but still they perform quite well, I think. Obviously, the first quarter was a bit less than last year's. We know why. But yeah, let's go back to the numbers. They have only $252 million in cash, mainly because they do stock repurchasing, which I'm strongly against. They should have put that money right there in case of a rainy day, or in the future reward their shareholders with dividends. Maybe they might do it in the future, who knows. Revenue 6.46 billion, cost of revenue 3.62 billion, gross profit difference 2.8 billion. Total operating expenses is 1.6 billion, operating income 1.17 billion. Now cash assets, receivables $75 million, inventories $95 million, prepaid expenses $307 million, and the total is $730 million. Now non-cash assets, which is very important right now if they get a bailout or they don't get a bailout. Property equipment, 17.3 billion. Carnival has the largest fleet, so it had, I think, $56 billion in property equipment. Norwegian is much smaller, so it has 17.3 billion. Paid a depreciation of almost $4 billion. Total assets plus cash, so it's this plus this, 15.3 billion, which is a lot because if they need to raise cash, they might sell their assets to raise a bit of money, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. Liabilities, short-term, long-term, short-term in the next 12 months, long-term longer than that. So short-term is $3.5 billion, long-term $6.5 billion, total $10.16 billion. That's why I said cash, not enough at all to pay debt. Gross margin 43%, operating margin 18%, which is, well, very good. I think Royal Caribbean is at around about 19, 20 or something. Can't remember exactly, but still nice. I think Carnival was 15. Anyways, liability breakdown, short term 746 million, accounts payable 101 million, accrued liability $782 million, deferred liability $1.9 billion. So yesterday in my last video, I think I made a mistake. I said it should be in the revenues, but no, actually it cannot be in the revenues because $1.9 billion is money that they still need to collect. So that's why it's in liability breakdown. It's money that probably people made some reservations, but they didn't pay yet. And with the current situation, it's probably money that they might never get unless they offer refund via voucher or something. But until it's not officially in their books, it will not be in revenue. It will stay right here. The total with deferred liability is $3.5 billion. Total without $1.62 billion. Now, like I said, stock repurchasing, very bad, very, very bad. $371 million. It's basically they're using your money that you invested in their company to rebuy their own stock instead of investing in their own company or rewarding you, which makes absolutely no sense. Dividend payment, like we said, $0. So current valuation is $3.34 billion. Last year's earnings was $930 million. Valuation versus previous earning currently sits at 2.28. Now, to calculate this current reflection of earnings, you have to take the current valuation, divide that by this important number, the 5 years average PE, you get $178 million current reflections of earnings. Now, if you see that last year's earning was $930 million, then you can sort of predict what could happen if everything goes back to normal in retrospect to the current state of things. Now, you have to take 930 million divided by 178, and you get the number which is 5.03. I think I calculated it. So it's 500% of a likely increase in the next couple of years, if they can figure out how to get back on their feet, how to get everything rolling. So let's say you buy at $15.71. Maybe in a very bullish case, you can make a 500% profit in the next couple of years if we take all of this into account, and if we can predict the future, obviously. But that's a very hypothetical, very bullish case, but that's the same thing we did with Carnival. Carnival actually had a 600% increase. This has a 500% increase, which is still a lot of money that could be made. Like I said, if you buy now and let's say go back to the all-time highs, you make, I think, you quadruple your investment, which is amazing, especially in times like this. Or if you have just extra cash lying around, you want to invest, you wouldn't mind losing it, because there is a high probability that it will never go back to its all-time high if it goes bankrupt. Let's say the government does not bail them out, they can't sell all their fleet or whatever, the assets, they can't liquidate anything, you lose your investment. But that's the risk. That's a high risk but very high reward. So that's that. Yeah. In the meantime, take a look at what you want to invest. It's not because I'm saying that I would invest in this that you should invest it as well. And I put my limit order at, I think, $14 or $13, and one at around $10 or $12. So in case it goes back down and my limit order gets hit, fine by me. If it doesn't, also good. I might buy at 15 or 14.5. I don't know, depending on how the market reacts tomorrow, because it's been 3 days of relentless increase in buying. It will have to stop one day, and hopefully it goes back a little bit down so I can increase my position. But yeah, that will be it for today. If you want, go check out my other videos. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you want me to cover one of your stocks, if you have any questions, leave it down below in the comments. And take care, stay safe, wash your hands. See you all in the next video. Bye bye.